I get a lot of phone calls from potential new clients that are actually victims of domestic violence, and they call my office because they want help getting the criminal charges against the person that was arrested dismissed. Now, the prosecutors will tell you to come to the office to give a sworn statement that you don't want to press charges, and they'll do what you want, they'll dismiss the case. But I always tell people prosecutors are trained interrogators, right? They just want to get you into the office so they can elicit enough testimony from you so they have a good faith basis to file formal charges in the case, notwithstanding what you as the victim want. And as a side note, in the state of Florida, you're not actually the victim. The state of Florida is the victim, and you're a witness to their case. So when you hear the term the state picks up the charges, well, they're considered the victim, it's their case, and the real victim, you're a pawn in their case. They want to use you to prove their case, right? So don't go in without representation. If you want the case dismissed, do not go in without representation. My office can file a notice of appearance as a victim's advocate. We could prepare and send what's called a non-prosecution affidavit, saying that you're the victim, but you don't want to press charges and you want the case dismissed. You don't want to participate in the prosecution at all. And we can also file a motion to modify the stay-away order. When someone's arrested for domestic violence, they have to spend the night in jail because they must see the judge in the morning, because the judge has to issue a stay-away order. My office can get involved at bond hearing if we're hired early enough to go in and ask the judge not to issue that stay-away order, or at a minimum, issue a peaceful, non-violent contact stay-away order. So it's modified so that the two of you can have contact. Now, it's not any contact. Aggressive contact or any further violence in the household will be a violation of the court order, and it will subject the person to another arrest. So the modification is, you guys can get back together, but you can't argue, you can't get in any fights. It's gotta be peaceful, nonviolent contact. Now, even though you have a lawyer, the state of Florida will still try to reach out to you. Here's a good tip, and it's a free one I'm giving you. Now, even though you're represented and you're telling the state of Florida through your lawyer that you don't want to participate in the prosecution, that you filed a non-prosecution affidavit, that the stay-away order is modified for peaceful, nonviolent contact, they will still try to reach out to you because they want to hear from you directly. A lot of people will ignore their calls. That's not a good thing. It's not a good thing because that will delay the dismissal. They will continue to call. They will reset the case because they need more time to reach out, send you more subpoenas. It's always better to pick up the phone, answer the phone, and say, hey, yeah, I'm the alleged victim. I have a lawyer. You should go through him. I signed a non-prosecution affidavit. I'm confirming I signed it. I still don't want to press charges. I don't want to come in. I'm not going to come in. Please dismiss the case. Now, having that one phone call with them so they can document their file that they spoke to you and you still confirm that you don't want to follow through, that's usually what they need to dismiss your case. If you don't do that, and a lot of people will say, hey, I don't want to talk to them, ignore the calls, that's not the best thing to do. The best thing to do is just call them, confirm it, so they can document their file. And when they dismiss the case, they can go to their supervisor and they can say, I've done everything that I can to try to get this victim to come in to prosecute. They don't want to do it. They hired a lawyer, they signed a non-prosecution affidavit, they modified the stay-away order for contact. I confirmed with them that they signed the non-prosecution affidavit on the phone after the fact. They still told me they don't want to press charges. We have to take all of these steps, and if we do all of this, the chances are very high that the dismissal will happen a lot faster if you follow those steps. My name's Chad Piotrowski. I am a criminal defense lawyer here in South Florida, but I am also a former domestic violence prosecutor. Not only a former domestic violence prosecutor, I'm a former training attorney and supervisor. I used to be responsible for all the new hires into the unit, how to do everything from A to Z. Okay, from pre-filing a case to picking a jury to trying a case, all the new hires in the unit, it was my responsibility to train them so they knew what they were doing. So I've been doing this now for, going on 16 years, 17 years. and I've handled countless domestic violence cases. I know exactly what the state's trying to do to file a formal charge. I know exactly what we need to do to throw a wrench into their game plan and to prevent them from filing a charge. So if you have been arrested for domestic violence, or again, if you're a victim of domestic violence and you don't want to prosecute, you want the case dismissed, click the link below, book a 100% free and confidential call with my office, and I'm happy to walk you through all of these steps, case specific to your situation, and show you what we can do to get your case dismissed. All right, so click the link below, book a free and confidential consultation with my office, and we'll talk soon, okay? Thank you very much.